Hello everyone, it's Prajul Pathak this side and you are watching my YouTube channel pyGuru. Friends, this is the last tutorial of the Aeroblaster game series, and in this tutorial we are going to learn how can we add sounds and text to our game. Okay, so let's get started without wasting any time. So first of all we will learn how to add text to our game. So for adding text, what I will be doing is I will be creating a separate class. Now this class will be responsible for displaying text anywhere in our game. Okay. Once again, I am creating this class because this will make our program reusable. But before moving to the coding part, what you have to do, you have to copy two folders from the resource link given in the video description. These two folders are this fonts and this sound folders. Okay, so you have to copy these. So after copying these, again the link is in the video description. Just go there and download it. Okay, then just copy it. So first of all, we are going to create a class named message, and it will not inherit from anything, because all we have to do is we have to display a text on our screen. Then it will take few arguments like x and y position where you want to display the text, then size, then the actual text, okay, then the font, then the color, and then a window. This is all that we want for displaying the text on our window. So first of all, we are going to make a few copies of our arguments that we have passed. Then the cell dot color equals color, and then cell dot x comma cell dot y equals x comma y. Okay, then see here what we are doing. It's possible in our class, it's possible that user may or may not pass font. Okay, so it's up to us. If the user does not passes any font, see in the folder here we have few font that I have downloaded from internet. So if the user does not passes any font, we will use a system font. But if the user passes any font, we do not need it. Okay, so that's all that we have to do. So what we are going to do is we are going to do it like this. If not font, it means the value of font is none. Then we are going to load a system font. Cell.font is equal to, sorry, it will not be cell.c font. Instead it's cell.font. Okay, pygame.font dot sys font. Okay, this is a module which helps us to load system font. Now a common font available on all systems is Wordena. You can just load it, and then here we have to pass the size. Okay, now this size will be in pixels. Okay, and we are taking it as an argument. The next thing is we have to do is we are going to create a variable anti-alias equals false. Anti-alias, sorry. Okay, here it will be a. Yes, it's good now. Then we are just going to copy it and paste it here, and here we are going to, instead of if not font, we are going to else part. If the user has passed any font, we are just going to load that particular font. Here it will, instead of sys font, it will only be font. Remember the capital S and capital F, and here we just have to load the font that user has passed, and then we have to pass size. Okay, then anti-alias equals false. In this case we will make it true. Now what is anti-aliasing? You do not have to understand it, but it simply means that we will have a smoother curves or smoother borders on our font. Okay, that's all. Now see, a font is simply an image. Like we are working with images, we have seen all the things that we have used so far, like coins, planes, helicopters, choppers, whatever we have used in our game, all those things are images. Similarly, the text that we are going to write on our screen is also an image. All we have to do is we have to create an image out of that. So just the way of creating the image is different. So we are going to create a variable self.image, and here we have to create the image like this, self.font.render. Okay, and then here we have to pass the text that we want to render. Now this text we are taking from the user, okay, as an argument. Then we have to pass the anti-alias. You have to pass either true or false. Here we have already stored it in the anti-alias variable. Then the color of the font, you have to pass it here. That's all. The next thing that you have to do is you have to get the rectangle of it. So self.rect equals self.image.getRect, and here you have to pass center equals x comma y. That's all. Okay. Now we have did this thing previously for all our classes. Okay. So I think it's easy to understand. The next thing is I want to add shadow to our font. Okay, I want a font with shadow over whatever text we are going to write. That text will have a shadow. So here all we have to do is we have to make instead of cell.image we are just going to write it like this, cell.shadow, and cell.font.render everything will be same except the color will change here. We know that the shadow is little dark, so I will pass us different color here, 54, 69 and then 79. That's all. Okay, and here cell dot instead of rect we will make it cell dot shadow rect. That's all. So cell dot image dot get rect, and center will be equal to, instead of x plus x comma y, I want to make the shadow a little offset, so I will add 2 to both x and y. That's it. Now all we have to do is we have to create the update part. So we are going to pass self here. Okay, and just wait a second. Yes, so now we are going to create the update part. So here our update will take few things. Text equals none, and wait a second, and then shadow equals true. Currently what we are going to do is we are simply going to do this thing, cell.win.blit, cell.image, cell.rect. That's all. I have not included anything. I have not added any shadow so far. All I have written inside this update function is cell.win.blit, cell.image and cell.rect. Okay, that's all we are doing. To use this, we have to import it to our game here in the main file. So we can just import the message class in our game like this. And the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to load few fonts. Okay. So what we have to do, just below the buttons, we are going to load our fonts here. Okay. And fonts. Again, there are few fonts that we can load. So what I want is, first of all, I am going to load the game over font. It will show game over on our end screen. So you have to simply pass the path to your font. My font is in this particular folder, ghostplan.ttf. Once again, this is in the fonts folder, and this is ghostplan.ttf. Again, fonts are generally in the TTF format. Okay. This is the extension of fonts. Generally, there can also be several extensions. Okay. The next thing is, let me show this thing to you. Currently, I'm just going to load this particular thing. Okay. So here I will create an object of our message class. So game over msg, and it will be equal to message. And here, first of all, we have to pass the x. So I want it to be at the center. I'll pass width by 2. And then height will be 230 from above pixels. Okay, 230 pixels from above. Then size will be 30. Then you have to pass a text. So my text that I want to display is game over. And the next thing is the font we have to pass, and we have stored it in the game over font. So we are simply going to load this particular thing. And then we have to pass the color. So I want white color, and then I want to pass the window. That's all. Yes, so we are good to go now. To check it, all we have to do is we are just going to make home page equals false and score page equals true. That's it. Now under the score page here, we are just going to display our text. Okay, so all we have to do here is game over message dot update. Game over message dot update. That's it. That's all we have to do. Now if I just run this game, and if we do not get any error, we should be able to see, but we have got some error, anti-alias in the here. Okay, here it will be I. It's my spelling mistake, so I'll try running it once again. So let it get executed, and again we have some error. Let's see what is this. Cell dot again in this this particular thing too. Okay, it's my fault. Okay, let me just try once again, and it should work fine now. We should be able to yes, so see, it's working fine. Here we have shown Aeroblasters, and we are able to display game over. You can display anything using this particular thing on your game, on your game window, anywhere, game over, score, or whatever text you want to write. You can just simply display it like this. All you have to do is you have to create an object of your class, message class, and then all you have to do is type that object.update. That's all. This is one thing, but see, in a game what I want is I want to display a score also, but our score will be changing every time. So let's say if score is 0, then it will increase 1 2 3 4 5 6. So score will keep changing. So what I want to do is we have to modify our update function a little. Okay, so here see, we have passed two arguments here, text equals none and shadow equals true. So first of all, let me just apply the shadow thing. If if shadow, all you have to do is self dot win dot blit. Let me just copy this line and paste it here. So instead of image, it will be shadow image. If I'm sorry, it will be only shadow, not image. Okay, so let me just change it a little. Shadow, and here we have to pass shadow rect. That's all. Let me just show you the shadow, then we'll move to further. Okay, updating part. If everything goes right, we will have a little shadow. As you can see, just below the game over, there's a little shadow just below the game over. It might not be visible like this, but when you run this game, you will be able to see a shadow. Okay. If you do not want the shadow, you have to simply pass false in the update. Okay, shadow equals false. That's all you have to do. But by default, it's true. Okay. Again, if you want to offset it a little more, you can change this x plus 2 or y plus 2. You can make it 3 instead of 2, just like this. Okay, so that's all. Now let's move to the updating part. Suppose if we want a font which can display a different type of text, which means the text will keep updating. Here all that we have to do is we will again just come to the update function of it, and we will change it a little. If text, we are just going to copy this thing and paste it here. That's all we have to do and nothing else. Okay, and anti-alias, we will make it false. Again we will make it false. That's all that we have to do. And here instead of color, we will use the self dot color that we have copied. Okay, and then we have to modify our things to little more. We have to modify it a little more. Instead of x and y, we have to make it self dot x and self dot y. So that's all. That's everything that we have to do in this thing. Yes, I think we are good to go now. So we are going to create another object for our score. Okay, so we'll just go here. Let's say just wait a second here. So we are just going to load first of all another font. Okay, which is score font. We can load it like this, and then it's again the fonts. Oops, sorry. And then its name is Dale. Yes, this particular thing is our score font. Okay, so again you can just interchange the fonts. It's not necessary you use the font that I am using. That's okay. So again, now we are going to create another object. So score msg equals, again this will be a copy of it, this particular thing. We are just going to paste it here. Okay, just like this. What I want to do is currently it was in the center. I want to change it to I want to show it at this particular place with -50. Then you have to pass the y, and y I want it at 228. Okay, from the top, then 30, and here by default we will start our score with 0. Okay, one more thing that we have to modify in this thing is we want to modify it like this. See, score can only show string text. Okay, we cannot show integers, so we have to modify it a little. We are going to use the f strings for that. That's it. Yes, now whatever integer you will pass, it will just simply show. Okay, so currently we have passed string here, but later in the game we will pass integers to it. Okay, so that's it. That's all we have to do. So after passing 0, we have to pass here, instead of game over font, we are going to pass score font. The next is the color, and the color I want to pass is let me just select. Yes, I have red color, so I can just simply select red here, or pass simply red here. Okay, so red, and then the window. That's all. Now just here I will create another variable that will be equal to score. Okay, so let me just create it. By default our score is 0, and we'll just come here inside the score page, sorry, in the game page. Okay, so in the game page we have to update our score. So we'll just go to the bottom. See, our score thing is like this. Our score will keep increasing as the game passes. Okay, we do not have to find anything, or we do not have to catch anything in order to increase our score. It will keep increasing in just like in Temple Run. See, the score keeps increasing. Okay, we do not have to catch anything or collide with anything in order to increase the score. So that will be the thing in our game too. So we are just going to update our score like this: score plus equals 1, and then finally we are just going to update our score message. Score msg dot update. So if you do not pass any thing here, any value here, our default score will be 0. See, if I just run this, oops, sorry, wait a second. In order to check it, we have to do one thing. We have to make our score page, we have to make it false, and we have to make our game page equals true. That's all. So if I just do this, you'll be able to see, we will be able to show score here. See, it's 0, but it's not increasing because we are not updating our score. In order to update it, all that we have to do is you have to pass score to this update function. That's all. Now if you run this game, you will see our score will keep increasing. Yes, so it's working fine. Now we are able to increase our score. Okay, then I want one more thing. I want to show my final score on the game page, sorry, in the final page. Okay, so for that we are what we are going to do is we are going to just load another font here, which will be final score font. Final score font, and it will be equal to fonts like this, and then my final score font is don't cry something. So I want to load this particular thing. Then let me just copy this line, paste it here, and here we want to make it final score message. Okay, that's all. We will initialize it with 0, but we will change its position. I want to show it at center. So instead of width minus 50, we will make it back to width by this, and here we will make it 280, then 30, then 0. Then the font that we are going to use is the final score font. If you do not want to use any font, you can just simply pass none here. Okay, that's all, and the color will be same, and everything is same. To check it, all that we have to do is we have to make this particular thing true, and our game page equals false. That's all. Okay, or it does not matter. We are just going to make it true. Okay, and we are going to make it false. So I can better show you then. The next thing is, all that we have to do is we have to go to the score page, and here we have to update our final score message. So final score message dot update, here we have to pass score. That's all. Now if I run this game, and if I get some score, now I have to get out in order to show you further. So let me get collided with the enemy first. It's working, everything looks good. Okay, so we got destroyed. Wait a second, something is not right. Okay, we are not getting destroyed, so we have to fix this thing. I think I left in the previous tutorial, so I have to fix this thing. Okay, so doesn't matter, let me just fix this thing first. So there's this small bug that we have to fix, and it's inside here where we are checking collision with our player and the enemy group. All that we have to do is we have to make our health here 0 if our plane collides with the enemy plane, and we have to make p.arrive equals false. That's all. Yes, it looks good now. Now we can check it back, and if everything goes fine, we'll be able to see the final score displayed on our screen. Okay, and after that, all we have to do is we have to create a blinking text which will say tap to play on the main screen, and when we tap, we will be able to see we will be able to play our game. That's it. So yes, we got destroyed. Yes, see in the final score page now it's showing 637 and with a little border. Okay, so this is it. Now all that we have to do is we have to add a blinking text here. So for that we are going to create another class for this. Okay, so our class name will be blinking text class blinking text. Again, it will not take anything in it. Sorry, it will not inherit from any particular class. And again, it will take few things which are same as this. So we are just going to copy it and paste it here. Okay. And one more thing, it will inherit from message. Sorry, my fault. It will inherit from message, and message is the same class that we have defined above. And then the next thing is we are going to initialize our message. So super. The first argument is the name of our class, which is this. So let me just copy it, paste it here, and we have to pass self here. Then here we have to call the init function, and then we have to pass this entire thing. Okay, so what it will do is it will initialize our above class, which is our message class. It will initialize our message class. Then we are going to create few variables. Self.index equals 0 and self.show equals true. Then we are just going to create our update function. It will take a function, it will take argument self. Okay, and then first of all we are just going to increase our self.index plus equals 1 every time. If self.index is mod by 40 equals 0, just wait a second. If this condition is true, what we are going to do is we are just going to make our self.show equals false. So instead of writing false, we are just going to use not operator here, self.show. So what it will do is if our self.show is true, it will make it false. Otherwise, if it's false, it will make it true. We do not have to manually do it. Okay, so if self.show, just we are going to do this thing, self.win.bit, this particular thing, and paste it here. So it will do our everything. Okay, so this is everything. Now we can simply use it. To use it, all we have to do is we have to just go here, and here we have to import it. So blinking text. That's all. Then here we have to load a new font here. So let me just copy it, paste it here, and here it's tap to play font. Okay, tap to play, and we do not need this score. So let me just remove this score thing. Then we are going to create a new object here, and we are just going to paste here. So it will be tap to play message. So let me just paste it here, tap to play. Again, now this will be an object of blinking text, not the message. So blinking text. It takes few things again for the same, which are same. Okay, we do not have to change anything, or only we have to change the values. So what I want is I want to display it at the center. So there will be nothing change in this. Only the height will change, and height will be height minus 60. Okay, then the font size will be 25 for this, and then here what I want to show is tap to play. That's it. One more thing, let's just separate, make it to the next line like this. Okay, you can just do it like this. Here we have to pass tap to play font. Okay, so let's just pass it, tap to play font, and we are going to make it white. That's it. So if I just now run this, so we are just going here, and we will make our home page too. I want to show it on my home page. Okay, that's it. And I want to make it, I want to make the game page false. That's it. So if we are on the home page, here we are just going to display it. Tap to play message, tap to play message dot update, and that's all. If I just run this now, you will see a blinking text will appear here. If we do not have any other, here takes 8 positional argument, but 9 were given. Here there will be not self. That's it. Okay, my fault. So let's try running it again, and after that all we have to do is we have to add scores to our game. So it's working fine. See, it's saying tap to play. Currently it's running at 30 fps, that's why it's taking some time, but it will if you play it at 60 fps, then it will look good. Okay, So everything's good now. All that we have to do is, I want to change here a little. Okay. See, what we want to do is, just wait a second. Here, all that we have to do is, yes, and game page. This is all that I wanted to write. Okay. See, I do not want that if you are on the game page. Sorry, if we are on the home page and if I press space, I do not want to shoot any bullet. Okay, so that's why we are writing this condition. If we are on the game page, then only these things will run, otherwise not. Now let's try adding some sounds to our game. Now these sounds are in this sounds folder. Okay, there are 8 of them, so we have to add this to our games. So now let's just try adding this. So just below the fonts, we are going to load our sounds. So sounds, and adding sounds is quite easy. All that we have to do is, first of all, that the sound effect that I want to add is pair bullet effect. So I will write it like this. If there's an effects in the end, just think it like it is a sound effect. Okay. If you want to load a sound, you have to load it like this: pygame.mixer.sound, and here you have to pass the path of the sound. So my sound is in the sound folder. So and then its name is gunshot.wave. That's it. Okay, now let me just copy it, as there are few more, so let's just copy it, paste it here, and in total there are 5, so I have to load 5 sound effects. Okay, the next is, there's a sound effect for click. When you click on somewhere, its name is click.mp3, so let's just load the click.mp3 here. Okay, so click.mp3. The next sound effect is collision effects. It will appear when something collides. Okay, so collision effects. This sound will play when a bullet collides with our plane or enemy plane. So here we played load mini exp. Okay, this is the name of sound. Again, a sound effect in the sounds folder. Then the next sound effect that I have is this particular sound effect, whose name is blast effects. I want to, this sound effect will play when our enemy plane collides with our player plane. Okay, sorry, when the health of our enemy plane or player plane reaches 0. Okay, then our plane will get blasted. Okay, so then at that particular time, this particular sound effect will play. The next sound effect is fuel effects. This will play when we catch or collide with fuel. So we have to load this particular thing. Okay. So now we have loaded these things. All we have to do is we have to play these things. So first of all, let's try playing the fuel. So we will add it here. Okay. Just wait a second. Okay. So I want to play it here. Sorry. Just wait a second. Yes, so here we are going to load fuel effects dot play. So whenever our plane collide with the fuel or the power up group, we will play this particular sound, which is fuel effects dot play. And when our player collides with the enemy plane, what we want to do is, sorry, at this particular time we will not play anything. Here we will come. Just below the bullet kill, here we will play the collision effects dot play. It means when an enemy plane collides with player bullet, then we are going to play the collision effects dot play. However, if the health of the enemy plane reaches 0, we are going to play the blast effect dot play. That's all. Now we'll move above, and here again we are going to play the collision effects dot play. So collision effects dot play. Okay, that's it. Now everything looks good. We should be good to go now. And in the end, here we have to let's just add this line. If p dot health less than sorry, we can also play blast effect dot play here. So blast effect dot play here. If everything is good, we should be able to play it. Now what I want to do is, the final sound effect that I want to play is this particular sound, which we will play here. If we are on the home page and if you click on our screen, I want to play click fx dot play. So we are just going to play click fx dot play. That's it. Okay. This we will play it here, and then we will play it here. Just here. Wait a second. Yes, here. Click fx dot play. That's all. Now let me just run this game and show all the sound effects. So we are in the very end of our tutorial or the game, but here we have few errors. File not found error. Mini exp.wave. There's no file like this. So let me just check. Mini exp. It's a mp3 file, not a wave file. My fault. So let's make it mp3. mp3. Okay. So let's just play the game. Yes, that will fine. If I fire, okay, we have not passed tried playing, so it's working fine, but we have not played bullet effects. Okay, we have to add this thing too. Yes, every sound effect is working fine. Okay, only that we have to do few things. First of all, I want to remove this particular line which I have added here, which is click fx.play. I do not want to play it like this. Okay, so let me just remove this. Click fx will play whenever we click on the buttons. That's it. Now it looks good. Again here we can, inside the shoot bullet, what we can do is we can try passing our another, which is clear bullet. Sorry, it's in the reset. Here inside it we are just going to play our clear bullet fx. Okay, so clear bullet fx dot play. Okay, so whenever we click space, this particular function will run and we will be able to play this sound. So let's just again try running this. Then we have few more things that we have to add, so we'll add it. Yeah, so it's just fine. Everything looks good. Yes, so everything's good. Now the next thing that is I want to play is, see, I have two sound effects that I want to play, which is chopper, the sound of a chopper and the sound of a plane, and I will play it inside here, inside our second file, which is object.py file. So for this, what we are going to do is, if you want to play sounds in some other file instead of main file, you have to write this line in the top, pygame.mixer.init. Okay, and here what you have to do is, you have to come inside the enemy. Where is our enemy class? Here is our enemy class. Yes, so we will just come here and we will write here. Okay, just below here, if type self dot type in 1, 2, 3, then I want to play my I will load a image which is, sorry, wait a second, just, yes, so I want to load this particular sound effect, and I will load it like this: self.fx equals pygame.mixer.sound. So pygame.mixer.sound, and I want to load this particular sound which is inside the sound folder, and its name is plane.mp3. If it's plane, we will play the sound of a plane. Otherwise, if it's a chopper, we will play the sound of a chopper. Okay, so let me just copy this line. Here it will be in, okay, and paste it here. So instead of checking like this, we can check elif self.type in 4, 5. We are going to play the chopper sound. So we are going to play chopper sound. So chopper.mp3, and after loading it, we are just going to play it. So self.fx.play, and here I am going to pass -1. So it will keep playing even after the sound is, it will keep repeating. When the sound is over, it will keep repeating itself. Then finally, we'll come here, and when our health is less than 0, we are just going to stop it. So self.fx.stop. That's all that we have to do. So now we can try running this, and now you will see whenever we appear with the plate, we will play a plane sound and a chopper sound. Okay, whenever it happens. So a game is running. Also, we have to add a background. Yes, we are plane is approaching, and we are able to play this particular sound effect. Now we can also check for our helicopters or choppers. So we'll just make the level equals 4 in order to check it. Okay. So I think the length of this video is increasing quite. But still I will try to finish it as soon as possible. Yes, so we are able to play the sound effect chopper. So everything's looking good. We are just going to make it back to 1. That's it. Now just the final thing, two things that we have to do is we have to add in background sound. So we can just add it like this, and we are going to load it like this: pygame dot mixer dot music, and here you have to pass one thing. Sorry, dot load, and here you have to pass your sound. So sound, again remember this will be a background sound, not a sound effect. So my sound is this. Okay. Then here we have to write this particular thing, copy and paste it here, and play loops equals -1. So it will keep playing even after the music is over. Okay. And then finally we are just going to set its volume. So set volume and 0.1. Again, this last line will also work for this fuel effects dot set volume. You can also set the volume for this. Okay. So if I just play now, you will see background music will play with our game. So let's try. Yes, so background music is playing, everything is good. The last thing that I want to add to my game is this particular thing. Inside the score page, we have a sound button. We want to implement it. Okay, so let's try implementing this. To implement this, what we have to do is we are going to create another variable here, which will be equal to sound on. Initially, it will be true. It means when our game will start, the background music will keep playing. However, we can stop it by clicking on this particular button. Okay, here. So here we are going to make a write a line: sound on equals not sound on. What it means again is when the sound on is true, it will make it false. Otherwise, if it's false, it will make it true whenever you click on the button. So if sound on, what we have to do is we have to play our sound. Otherwise, we have to stop it. So sound button dot. First of all, we have to update our image. Again, if you remember, we have added update function to our button class. So we are just going to use it, and here I am just going to pass sound on image. Okay, and then what we have to do is we have to just write this thing: pygame.mixer.music and dot play. Again, we have to just pass this thing loops equals -1. Everything is doing good. Else, if the sound is off, we have to first of all just stop it. You can stop background music like this, just like we did with the sound effect, and here we are just going to change the image of our button. So instead of on, we are just going to make it off. That's it. Now everything is good. If you want to check it, you can just check it like this: false. Let's just check with the score page, because the button is there. Okay, so let's just try doing this. It will open the score page. Yeah, so let's try clicking this. Everything is good, only the image is not updating. So we need to check for why it's not updating. So let me just check it. So it's a silly mistake. Actually, the function that we have for our button class is here. Let me show it: update underscore image, and we are calling the update function. So we have to just make it update underscore image, and then it should run. Okay, so let's just try doing this, running this, and it will run fine now. Yes, so image is also changing. So everything is good. Now our game is complete. All that we have to do is we have to make this particular thing true, and game page false, and score page also false. So yes, this is it for this video, guys. If you love this video, leave a like or a dislike. If you're new to my channel, subscribe it. Thank you. See you in the next game tutorial series.